to the preservation of the national unity and democratic stability.
Water is life, water is an essential service, and then we must have to carry out the residents.
Local communities are not only vital to the growth of society, but they also form the bedrock of humanitarian development.
Hello and welcome to The Reporter, a news and current affairs program that goes beyond the headlines, bringing reporters from the field to give first-hand accounts and in-depth analysis of unfolding issues, correspondents' perspectives, ensuring balanced, credible, and comprehensive storytelling. Welcome once again. I am Anieti Patrick. Let's start on the political platform right now, tell you what's happening around politics. A former governor of Bayelsa State and prominent member of the People's Democratic Party, Henry Seraki Dixon, has announced his resignation from the People's Democratic Party and declared his membership of the Nigeria Democratic Congress. Our political correspondent, Ubong Usoro, tells us more.
Seraki Dixon has stated that he is now a member of a newly registered party, the National Democratic Congress, and has also been appointed the national leader of the party. He added that he played a major role in the process that led to the creation of the NDC. He explained that his decision was driven by the need to preserve Nigeria's democratic space and prevent the country from becoming a one-party state.
This great party that offered us everything, unfortunately, may not be in a position to be competitive.
According to him, joining the ruling All Progressive Congress was never an option, citing concerns over the party's handling of national security, the economy, and what he described as disregard for Nigeria's diversity. Dixon also criticized the rejection of key electoral reforms and warned that Nigeria's democratic liberties must be protected. He said the Nigeria Democratic Congress would focus on key priorities including national security, economic growth, education, and health care.
We now have the newest party in Nigeria known as the Nigeria Democratic Congress, NDC. And our symbol is victory, the victory sign. The victory sign. You now have a credible alternative opposition party.
The former governor also noted that the party would promote judicial independence, a free press, and adherence to the rule of law. Ubong Usoro for Global Television News.
And there we have it. Of course, you see that we've had alignments and realignments there across political party. But joining me right now in the studio is our political correspondent, Ubong Usoro, to bring us up to speed on what this really means in the political space. Hello, Ubong. It's good to have you join me.
Thank you so much, Anita. Always a pleasure to come on your program.
Amazing. I'm asking myself this question. Will Seraki Dixon's exit from PDP reshape Nigeria's opposition politics, or what we have in Nigeria politics today?
I think that what we now have is we now have an alternative, one more alternative. There are a couple of alternatives. 19 political parties. INEC approved 5 the other time. So let's say plus or minus, we could say we have 25 political parties now. So the NDC now has, away from, because newly registered parties, we have about 5 of them. But now we have one that is associated with a big wig. Remember that Seraki Dixon is a former governor, Bayelsa State, a serving senator, right? He's been a commissioner. So he has grown
on the ranks.
In the political space. And he's somebody who's also very influential. He speaks a lot at the floor of the Senate. You could see him debating. So I think he now brings one more option, right? And this is, for me, I think it's good for our democracy because people now have options. You go to the SDP and it seems impossible to get a ticket. Why not?
You can go to the NDC to pick up a ticket. Amazing, amazing idea there by Seraki Dixon. But let's look at the dynamics here. Can the new National Democratic Party, that's NDC, prevent Nigeria from becoming a one-party state, which we've just described? It gives an option for it. But let's look at the competition we have. We have the likes of other parties, the ADC, like you mentioned, the SDP as well, and PDP, despite its own back and forth internal crisis, is still an option. And then, of course, we have the ruling party, the APC, who have so far gotten members from opposition party come join them in terms of defection to realign with the parties. Do you see that one-party system, or do you see this countering the purpose of the APC, who have, call it 21, if I'm not mistaken, 21 governors wearing the cap of the APC right now in Nigeria ahead of 2027? All
right, so I don't see Nigeria slipping into a one-party system. In fact, the only reason why we have 25 or thereabout political parties is because INEC are not registering the parties as they come. But
the more the parties,
right. It doesn't... Yeah, we had about 100 applications for registration. INEC registered only 5 this time. So there are many persons, there are many organizations, associations waiting to be registered as political parties. So I know very well that we can never get to that place where we have just one party in Nigeria.
Okay.
All right. So yes, but we'll talk about one party dominating, and this is not the first time we are seeing this. 2023, PDP had 28 governors. And now APC has 29, right? And before the end of this month, from what we are hearing, they may have up to 30. Okay, so we've had it before in Nigeria, but even when it was that, when the Labour Party was still winning elections, on those states with Olusegun Mimiko, right? So Nigeria is a very diverse place. People will always choose persons, especially when you are popular among your people, right? You can win election with any party if you're able to sync the message very well. So for me, I think the options are good. They may not be so socially or nationally renowned before 2027 general election, because it's just like a year to the elections. I don't see them being able to do
the groundwork.
Yeah, but for people in their zones that are already popular, if they get on the party ticket, because we can't run independent candidature, they can bring something out of it.
Okay, so a lot of questions have been asked right now that with Seraki's move into NDC, right? Is this a genuine fight for democracy, or is it another political realignment for him right now?
Right, I think he, of course, is the national leader of the party, and that's clear. I don't think many other parties would have given him that option of being a national leader at this time, because the parties already have
structures and systems.
Right, and systems. If you go to the SDP, it may be a bit difficult. Adewale has been there for quite a number of time. You go to the APC, of course, Mr. President is there. The PDP, Governor Seyi Makinde is still there. Bala Mohammed, those are strong factors. Even Nyesom Wike still says he's a member of the... So ADC, Atiku Abubakar, Peter. So these other parties, all of these other parties are already nationally grounded. So as a politician, they want to be in control. And so you see a party that maybe he also has ideas that he wants to push.
Okay, so his ideology should be pushed forward. That's basically what he wants to sell.
His ideology to be easier for him now as a national leader. So I feel he would have considered all of those things
before stepping out to this. Okay, that plays a whole lot. It tells the story behind his movement, because we're seeing, like I said, politicians trying to realign and move. But can a newly party, which is just formed, just like you said, Belly here, like to truly challenge the dominance of APC and the likes, PDP in Nigerian politics of today, even though we know the owner or the national leader of the party is a grounded politician? But do you see him standing the test of time in terms of dominance in the political space?
Right, I think that the APC was formed as a party in 2014 and they won election in 2015. Although the cases are different, the APC was a formation of different parties.
Exactly my point.
Coming together. So I feel that the time is still there. If they can drive the right messaging, if they can come together, there's still time. Right, so those are some of the issues. Would that be done? I don't think that the NDC at the end of the day will have so much impact nationally. But for local governments, for states, for House of Assembly, senatorial seats, I think they can make something out for themselves.
Well, Ubong, I like the way you put out these words, and let's hope that going forward, as this alignment has gone in for them, that they'll make the mark and make the difference in the political space going forward. Thank you so much, Ubong, for your time. Always always an amazing discussion there with our political correspondent, Ubong Musoro. But let's turn our focus away from politics and tell you some issues around security matters. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Wadi Shuaibu, has acknowledged the enormous support of Benue State government to the Nigerian military in fighting different forms of insecurity and its efforts at sustaining peace in troubled communities. The Army boss acknowledged this when he was received at the government house on his operational visit to the state. He called for more synergy to stem the tides of security breaches. Our Benue State correspondent, Felicity Ndere, tells us more.
It is the operational visit of the Chief of Army Staff to military formation in Benue State, and the Army Chief is at the government house to visit the Chief Security Officer of the state. The 25th Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Wadi Shuaibu, disclosed that his visit is to assess the operational readiness and challenges of troops and battalions for necessary actions. Lieutenant General Shuaibu appreciated the support of the state government to troops deployed to the state in terms of facilities and equipment, provision of operational vehicles and drones, as well as scholarships for families of fallen heroes.
The President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has approved the upsurge of troops. Over 28,000 troops will be recruited and trained within this period, the 1-year period. And once that they are graduating, we are organizing them into battalions and deploying them accordingly to improve the security.
While appreciating the robust relationship between the state and the Nigerian Army, State Governor Hyacinth Alia also commended the immeasurable support of the federal government, which has translated to the successes and relative peace being experienced in the state. Acknowledging the pivotal role of intelligence in fighting insecurity, the governor reiterated his call on people of the state to always provide timely and useful information to security agents for prompt attention.
We would like the collaboration just to be intensified some more. It remains our hope also to keep supporting members of our fallen heroes.
He expressed optimism that with the intensified onslaught on bandits and insurgents, the displaced person will return to their ancestral communities to resume their livelihood.
Still staying with Benue State, let's also tell you this before we get our correspondent to join us. Governor Hyacinth Alia has disbursed scholarships to children of fallen police officers as a mark of honor for their selfless service in securing the nation. In the report, our Benue State correspondent again, Felicity Ndere, tells us that the governor also awarded scholarships to 23 students of Notre Dame Secondary School, Nka, for their excellence in extracurricular activities.
Recall that Governor Hyacinth started a humanitarian cause for the families of the fallen heroes to show they are well taken care of after the demise of their loved ones. Governor Hyacinth Alia noted that the initiative goes beyond the award of scholarships, but also a recognition of heroism and encouraging excellence in children. The governor tasked the beneficiaries to make their families and the state proud, as his administration will continue to support them in whatever way possible, including providing startup grants to enable them start their businesses and improve livelihood.
Be rest assured that His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Benue State, is with you in this. He has never left you, he will never leave you.
23 students of the Notre Dame Secondary School, Nka, were also awarded scholarships for their outstanding performance in extracurricular activities, covering their tuition and external examination fee. Jacob Patience Edmond, beneficiary.
We thank you so much. I will know God will continue to bless you richly in Jesus' name. These students who may have been struggling with school fees can now focus entirely on their studies.
Commissioner of Police, Benue State, represented by the DCP administration, Yakubu Muhammad, and the Director General Bureau of Homeland Security, Air Commodore Jacob Banwam, described the gesture as a beacon of hope for the beneficiaries.
This noble act of kindness will alleviate the financial burden on these parties, enable them to pursue their educational dreams and become more useful to society.
The gesture extended to 14 families of fallen police officers comprising 55 children is a mark of honor and appreciation for paying the supreme price in defense of the nation.
And joining me all the way from Makurdi is Felicity Ndere to bring us up to speed with all of these developments that happened there in Benue State. Hello, Felicity. It's good to have you join me on the reporter today. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Good to be here.
All right, Felicity, let's start with the first report that had to do with the operational visit. Will this stronger collaboration between the Nigerian Army and Benue State governments finally curb insecurity in the state following the history of insecurity in Benue State?
Yes, we strongly believe that the coming of the coming course in Benue State will make improvements in the insecurity situation. We know that the Chief of Army Staff was in Benue State a few days ago on operational visit. He did not only visit the governor, he visited the toll team, and then he was also to visit the Ochidama, but due to some circumstances that the Ochidama was not around, he couldn't. So we know that with the collaboration with the toll team and some other traditional rulers, the information that he has gotten so far, we believe that the measures that are put on ground between the Benue State government and the Chief of Defense Staff to enable peace last in Benue State, and then most importantly, the disabled people, the selected communities, they go back to their ancestral homes.
See, I see what you're trying to put out for us to see, but let's talk about intelligence gathering. Can improve intelligence sharing from residents help security forces defeat bandits and restore the lasting peace as it's known in the state? Because yes, this is a collaboration, but can these give room for that intelligence gathering in helping out to solve this and defeat the bandits and restore peace in the states?
I'm most certain that it will help. Reason is the information gotten from the people who are on ground in these areas to be relevant to the Chief of Army Staff and other security agencies, because they are first-hand, they are the ones that witness everything that happened. And when they give information and they give resolution of what to do going forward, we know very well that if those measures that or the suggestions that the people have given is taken into consideration, peace will actually return.
Let's move our focus away from the issue of security matters. Let's turn to our second report that came in from Benue, from you, on the issue of the education, quality education for the children. How is the Benue State government supporting the children of fallen police officers and rewarding academic excellence? Aside giving them the funds we see there, what other measures are put in place to support the children? Because, of course, these are servicemen who had to fall in the course of duty to deliver this. How do they support them aside giving them this funds or grants or scholarship, if you like?
Not only the police officers, as well the Nigerian Army, the Air Force, those that have served in Benue State, they are the ones that they is take them to the next level. The people are being supported with this cash grant that they will start something at home, that they will be able to support the families, as well as the children are given scholarship, go to school, improve their lives. Yes, their loved ones, they have is their loved ones, but in the process, they should be able to do what will improve their lives and the society at large. I believe this is a humanitarian step that is taken by the governor so far, that is helping these people, those that they have lost their families on gypsy. This has been helpful.
All right, Felicity, I get you totally. Let me not stretch you more than I have right now already. I see the efforts they put in there. I see the scholarship, and a lot of questions who have been asked to why the governor should extend scholarships to both children of fallen heroes and outstanding students in. And just like you've mentioned, it has to do with welfareism and also showing that the government still supports its service or the officers than through giving them the best to also stand out for their families. And that's why the fact that this service or these officers are no longer in the picture shouldn't kill the mindset the children had to looking forward to a father figure who should have been there to provide for them. Well, that's one of the things we expect from the government, which is to provide for the people and also to show fallen officers that their work is duly seen, and of course rewards should also come to their families even if they're not in such places. I like the fact that this is some good money going into their system, into their academics to improve on them. Thank you so much, Felicity Ndere, for coming through to speak to these issues, and we look forward to more of this kind of welfare scheme provided across all board for serving officers and even fallen ones to show that they appreciate their work and the best of them can always stand tall for them. Well, like we always do on the program, it's where we dissect issues around stories making the rounds across different sectors, from politics to business, to education, to security matters. And of course, we had our reporters come speak to this issue. And that brings us to the size of the program today on The Reporter. Thank you for staying with us on The Reporter. And we look forward to more engagement with you, our viewers. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. To stay connected, kindly follow us always on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG. Until the next time, I am Anieti Patrick. Thank you for watching.
Of how we use social media. It's not just about the platforms themselves.
To the preservation of the national unity and democratic stability.
Water is life, water is an essential service, and then we must have to carry out the residents.
Local communities are not only vital to the growth of society, but they also form the bedrock of humanitarian development.